Hello everybody, I'm Bob Benham.
And I'm Dina Dykstra.
And welcome to the 59th annual Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. And Dina, although this may be the 59th annual Oshawa Santa Claus Parade, it's the first for a nighttime parade.
It's the first for a festival of Evening of Lights for the city of Oshawa.
Well, this parade's getting awful anxious. They're standing here behind us, so why don't we get right to it?
Okay.
Okay. Hello again, everybody. Bob Benham along with Dina Dykstra, this year's chairperson of the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. And Dina, you had a lot to do, and I know you whispered this in my ear last year after the Santa Claus Parade, that we were going to be in for a surprise this year, and here it is.
I sure did. It was a little secret between you and me that this year we'd have the Festival of Lights, and here we are, our very first evening electrical parade in the city of Oshawa.
Well, you know, it's amazing. The weatherman has cooperated again this year, and I know we say that year after year, but today it was just a beautiful day here in Oshawa, and at parade time, 3 degrees Celsius. We've had colder days than this.
Oh, we sure have. It's a lovely evening, and look at the crowd that's come out, Bob.
It's amazing the size of the crowd. As I came down tonight, I thought it was going to be a few minutes early, but I ended up parking about 3 blocks away, and now I understand why. When I get a look at the people that are lining the streets here in Oshawa tonight for this first time ever nighttime Santa Claus Parade, and this has taken a lot of work.
It certainly has. It's been a lot of work right from the beginning of the new year in January.
Coming into view here, you'll see the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 43 pipe and drum. This band won 3rd place as best band on parade at Warriors Day at the CNE. This is the largest vets parade in North America. Pipe major is Douglas Saltzman, drum major Mal Knocker. The tartan worn by the pipers is the Royal Stewart, and drummers Mac Ray.
And they're being escorted by our Durham Regional Police tonight.
Give a listen as they go by. I always love the sound of the pipe and drum.
I sure do. And coming into view now is Mayor Nancy Diamond. As mayor of our Motor City, Nancy Diamond proudly drives an Oshawa-built GM Silverado truck decorated in the Christmas theme.
And recently elected.
Yes, she was, and she's extremely proud of the city of Oshawa and of the achievements and the work that's been done for this city and the community.
That's quite the snowman she's got on the back of her truck there, loaded with presents.
It certainly is, and Mayor Diamond would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season.
Coming into view now is Jerry Ouellette, MP, wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas and goodwill for the new year. And of course, Jerry Ouellette involved with the elections that are coming up. Not to get involved political here on a great night tonight, but the election's coming up, federal election Monday night, so Jerry Ouellette very much involved in that. Actually, he's MVP. That's the provincial side of things as the horn blows. Now, Dinah, with this year's parade nighttime, first time ever, all the floats in the parade are lit. Is that correct?
That is correct. Every float has been brilliantly lit, either in white or with colored lights. And following Jerry Ouellette is Dan Carter, and he is our Grand Marshal for the year for the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. And I have to mention that the cars that have been donated by Durham Dodge Chrysler, and Dan Carter hosts the Checks TV Durham news daily television show called First Take. And it's a joy and a privilege to have him with us as our Grand Marshal.
And coming into view there is George Spencer and his wife Phyllis. George is president of the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade Association, and on behalf of the association, George and his wife wishes goodwill to one and all and a very Merry Christmas.
And that big horn that you keep hearing there, Bob, I'll tell you, that's the 49th.
What'd you say?
49th Oshawa Scouts group, and they are the oldest group that has been established in the city of Oshawa, and they've been in our parade now for 5 years, and they would like to wish each and every one a Merry Christmas and a joyous New Year.
Now, as we were talking before we went to air, Dina, about the fact that all the floats in the parade are well lit.
Yes.
There's not a generator left in the municipality or the area of Durham.
No, there's not. Bob, they were calling me this week if I knew where we could get one. Well, we've cleaned out the whole Durham region, I think.
Now, one of the things you also mentioned, there was a lot of interest shown in this year's parade. You had mentioned that you'd had a number of calls and a number of emails.
Yes, it was tremendous. We had over 1,700 calls and over 6,000 emails in regards to having this evening electrical parade. All across the region, and the interest was overwhelming, coming out to see the first electrical parade in the Durham region.
Now, this is going to be the first. Will there be a one to follow it up?
Well, we'll have to see what the new board decides.
Well, I'm sure that this year, I mean, the weather has cooperated. It looks like it will be a huge success with the crowd in attendance, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of feedback after the parade for next year's committee.
And we sure are hoping that we do get that feedback.
Coming into view now is the Simcoe Hall Settlement House float. I believe, oh, no, it's not.
It's the Oshawa Goldwing Riders.
Pardon me.
And they were formed in 1981 as a family-oriented touring motorcycle club. We have been involved in the Santa Claus Parade since 1982 in various positions such as marshalling and float entries. They have adopted the Simcoe Hall Settlement House as a main charitable activity, starting with the fall food drive and ending the season with the Santa Claus Parade. They also marshal the Oshawa Festival Parade and look after the ride for the site parade. They are a family-oriented club dedicated to changing the perception of motorcyclists as a whole. And John Broadbent is the director of the Oshawa Goldwing Riders.
Well, Dinah, what would an Oshawa Santa Claus Parade be without a few mix-ups in the order of floats that we've got here in our script?
That's okay.
This looks like the Oshawa Transit Commission. I see the bus is well lit as it's coming into camera view.
Now, isn't that just fantastic, Bob? The idea of we've got the people enjoying the parade there, and that's what's important about an evening parade. It's for the kids and having the young and old and having a good time.
Absolutely. They certainly seem to be enjoying themselves here along the parade route here. We're stationed right in front of City Hall in downtown Oshawa on Center Street. And the hand-painted mural scene, as you will see a few seconds as it gets into our lighted area here. See the passengers on the bus. That must be a free ride tonight, is it, Dinah?
Yeah, I think the Transit Commission gave free passes.
Talking about the hand-painted mural scene on this Oshawa Transit Commission Heritage bus was commissioned by the Rotary Club in 1996. Artist David Yateman from Almond, Quebec, completed the artwork in early 1997. Yateman also painted the mural of Winfield's Farm that can be seen on the Bandshell Memorial Park on Simcoe Street. This GM coach was purchased by Oshawa Transit in 1977, so that's an old bus. It was one of the last buses manufactured by General Motors in London. The Heritage bus is available for charters, and call the Oshawa Transit Commission at 579-2471. That was a mouthful.
Right along behind them is the Fernhill Nipigon Park Neighborhood Association, and the trailer that they have is a 16-foot open trailer, and their theme is safety for the children riding on the float. Carrying the trees, and they are surrounded with stars, and the stars will be the kids and the coaches and various sports teams, as well as stars and moons decorating, suspended, and twinkling in the night sky. We hope to have some music playing from the stereo, and you can hear that music just playing away there, and all the young people walking along with it. Their location is 144 Fernhill Boulevard, if anyone would like to have their children join the organization.
Well, this is certainly a brightly lit float as it comes into view here in front of our cameras.
This is their first time being in the parade, and they were so excited about it, Bob.
Well, if this is any indication, Dinah, early on here with the floats going by and how well lit and decorated they are, I would certainly be in favor of another one next year.
We're going to put you on the committee.
No. Please don't go that far.
Don't you just love that music?
This is a twirling baton corps, the outrageous twirling corps from Toronto. This is another one of those, Dina, that slipped in on us. This may be one of the surprises you were talking about earlier.
Well, we did get some surprises when they were coming in today. There were people who were interested and just wanted to join the parade, and we let them come in.
And how many entries in this year's parade, Dina?
101.
Largest ever.
Largest ever in the city of Oshawa.
Canadian Diabetes Association truck just coming into view. It's the collection program. They pick up of used clothing and household items throughout the Durham region. The funds generated support our mission to promote the health of Canadians through diabetes research, education, service, and advocacy. Did you know over 550,000 people in Ontario have been diagnosed with diabetes? An estimated 275,000 more have the disease and don't know it yet, and it's a very dreaded disease. I can hear this music in the background, and it sounds like a calypso band.
It sounds so
a little
good.
cool if it is.
That's where you get the rhythm going, Bob. All the little children in the trucks there are dressed up in little suits there with their Santa hats on.
Of course, you wouldn't have to do a lot to light up a truck, one of these trucks, and it with generator. I mean, they have their own sufficient supply of lights on them.
Yeah. Coming up behind the arthritis or the Canadian Diabetes Association is the 151 Chadward Squad Air Cadets and Band. They are established in the city of Oshawa in 1942 and sponsored by the Rotary Club of Oshawa. They were named after the wing commander of Oshawa, who was the youngest wing commander of the forces during the World War II. It is an organization for youth ages from 12 to 18, and if you're interested in participating, you can call them at 576-1511. They would be pleased to have you come and join their organization. And they wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Bob.
See them marching by here in front of our stand.
They've been in the parade now for 22 years.
Well, Dina, I defy you to pick somebody out of step in there. Little hold up while they stop here in front of us. I believe coming into view there, I believe this one is the Kids Safety Village float, Dina, as we see it there with the police vehicle drawing the float behind. At least I'm assuming that's the Kids Safety Village, although I can't see it all that clearly from our point here. And
yes, it is. It is the Police Safety Village, the Kids Safety Village, and they're being drawn by the Durham Regional Police.
The Kids Safety Village brings in grades 1, 2, and 3 from schools. The police officers teach the children traffic safety, fire safety, and how to follow the rules of the road. And it's taken off extremely well since they put that Kids Village up.
Absolutely.
A couple of funny looking people looking out the windows there in that police cruiser.
Looks like they picked them up on the way there, Bob. And following program was introduced in 1988. The band is intermediate, senior band, and jazz band have each performed in Oshawa Santa Claus Parade in recent years, celebrating their 5th year in the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. Students from grades 10 through beginning rehearse in September for this year's parade.
Name that tune, Dina.
Oh, Jingle Bell Rock.
Right, you win. Now, why is that? They stick the poor drummer halfway back. He's away from everybody else.
You seem to have some luggage on their float there, Bob. Are they moving away there?
Well, I believe that's the instrument cases on there. And the next float coming into view here, I believe, is from the Canadian Alliance. And the Alliance candidates with his family wishing the citizens of Oshawa a very Merry Christmas and God's blessing throughout the new year.
It was nice of them to participate in this year's parade as well, Bob.
Absolutely. Now, Dinah, this being a nighttime parade this year as opposed to the customary and the usual daytime Santa Claus Parade, how much extra work went into this? Would there have been a lot of extra work to organize?
Oh, it was tripled. It really was. It was tripled. But then again, whenever you first start something, there is a lot of work. Where next year we'll have more prepared and we will be better established if we decide to go next year again. And following the Canadian Alliance is the Girl Guides of Oshawa, a non-profit organization that helps girls of all ages prepare for the future by teaching them life skills and involvement within the community. And the Girl Guides would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a very blessed Happy New Year. They do a lot of things, don't they, Bob, the Girl Guides?
And they even come around to the door and sell a few cookies at my place.
And I still love them.
Not sure what this float is. It's well lit up. It's just coming into camera view. This could be part of the Girl Guides. The one disadvantage, of course, that we have at nighttime, Dinah, is not able to pick up the floats quite so far away as we do in the daytime.
That is true. It's hard to see who's coming through, but that doesn't matter. We're having a great time
we're
here.
We're pros at this.
It is the Girl Guides and their extra float, and I guess it looks like that they're camping on their float there, Bob.
A little cool for that.
Oh, I think so, too. Oh, it's all reindeers. Why do reindeers wear horns? Or why do reindeers wear bells?
I have no idea.
Because their horns don't work.
Groan. Some more Girl Guides coming up from behind. They've got quite a contingent out here tonight.
They sure do.
There's one reindeer coming by with a flashing red nose.
Lots of reindeers.
First Oshawa Girl Guide sign being held up in there.
Yeah.
I was talking to my neighbor today, and he was mentioning that he was going to be in the parade tonight with some of his children. He's, I believe, on the Ontario Hydro float, so interesting to see when that one comes by. Just coming into view there, you can see it, the Camaro's Baton Club, founded by Leanne Wilson. It's been around for 21 years. They have obtained numerous provincial and national championships over the last 21 years. The group will be traveling to Orlando, Florida, and boy, wouldn't I like to be there on a night like tonight.
Me too, Bob.
To compete at the international competition, and that's in March, I believe, 2001. And they certainly are entertaining, especially the very young ones.
Oh,
They are
it's so
cute.
precious to see. And all the batons are lit up. They're glow-in-the-stick batons this year for the the girls, and it's really great to see. And following them is the Oshawa Animal Hospital, and they're located at 1031 Simcoe Street North. And the Oshawa Animal Hospital is happy to celebrate their 3rd year participating in the Santa Claus Parade. The hospital has served the pets-owning community for over 40 years, and caring and dedicated doctors and staff provide veterinary care and services for dogs and cats, foster and adopted animals. Their theme this year is the special love and devotion that animals bring into our lives.
Is that a dog or a horse?
He doesn't like the cameraman.
Careful, Jill, he'll bite you. They are a big dog, those Great Danes. Woo!
For some reason, they're not too fond of our cameraman there, Bob.
Well, Jill's got that type of personality. Animals just don't like him.
In the Oshawa Animal Hospital also, they are very pleased to have the human and canine friends join them, and we wish to recognize their participation and achievement while serving Oshawa in adjoining communities. Beautiful float.
Another well-decorated float.
Yes, just beautiful.
And I'm not going to tell anybody, but that lady waving on this end is the one who does my hair. She's not looking. Wait till I see her next. Some huskies coming through.
These dogs all provide a special services, so for individuals that are blind and for handicapped people
Right.
and so forth, and these dogs are trained for special services.
Jill getting a good up close and personal look at those dogs.
Well, these dogs seem to like him. Look, even their leashes are lit up, Bob.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I'm sure someplace on the other end of those dogs is a sleigh or something of some description that they're pulling. They're all attached there by leashes. Well, there they go.
There they go.
And they are working hard. There's no doubt about that. And just coming into view there, you see the sign from the YMCA. The Durham Family YMCA is a charitable organization that provides opportunities for personal growth through participation and service to the community. I knew I should have worn my glasses tonight, or they could have made the sprint just a little bit bigger. The new Durham Family YMCA is now to Oshawa, was opened. The facility was opened on November 1st, 1999, so just over a year, and a
Just
very
over a year.
beautiful facility, I might add.
Yes, in the downtown core.
The YMCA of Greater Toronto has been in service for over 100 years. The Durham Family YMCA is a state-of-the-art facility which offers programming for individuals and families. We have a multi-functional pool, conditioning room, licensed daycare, child minding, gymnastics, instructional programming, special events, and much more. Jump up and join the Durham Family YMCA.
Look at the little one just enjoying that parade there. Bundled up nicely.
As we are.
And following them is the Shoppers Drug Mart. Merry Christmas from the 5 Shopper Drug Mart locations in Oshawa. To greet you today, we have our 25th inflated live bear, 25-foot, I should. Hey, the bear just went down.
I can see the bear. He's laying on his back.
Good thing it's a drugstore.
Oh, there they go. There they go. They got him up now. There they go.
back.
They just got to get the ropes up. And that is one humongous inflatable bear.
25 feet. A number of the employees and their families have volunteered for this float today. And their festival is Festival Red Christmas and sweatshirts that they show of their Christmas spirit. Merry Christmas and best wishes from the Shoppers Drug Mart. And there he is, he's waving away.
Have to negotiate him a little bit past the traffic lights here in front of us as they go by. Of course, that's quite a trick, though, they have to control that. I mean, it may look like it's fun, and I'm sure it is, but there's a lot of work in making sure that those lines are tethered tightly and they're holding on there so it doesn't get away on them. How would you like to see that floating over the city?
Yeah. And there's the bear following them as well.
The bear stops right in front of our position here. Again, this is the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade, the 59th annual. I'm Bob Benham along with Dina Dykstra, live here on Rogers Television. We hope if you couldn't get out, we certainly hope you're enjoying this at home. Just coming into view now is the first Oshawa Beavers Cubs and Scouts. They're the longest running scout group in Oshawa, one of the oldest groups in Canada. We have been providing an environment in which the youth can learn life skills, outdoor activities, crafts, knots, and moral values for over 85 years. Our group has participated in international camps for over 3 decades, including a month-long camp to England in 1989. And they continue to provide the youth with an active program to learn with. We presently have members in the Beavers, Cubs, and Scout sections with both boys and girls from 5 years to 14 years of age. There is some space left for additional members to join. For further information, contact our group chairperson, Mike Hurley, at 438-1394 or at our meetings on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. at the Centennial Albert Church at 19 Rose Hill Boulevard.
And following the Scouts, Bob, is our St. John Ambulance. So what would we do without our St. John Ambulance? They are a volunteer organization group that works in the community, and they are here to provide first aid to every one of community groups, wages, and events, large or small, and for their special events. Their first aid cruisers, such as is a standard first aid CPR, and babysitting courses to all ages. Groups who are interested are available at any event we are intending. They would like to attend to your event and stop by and meet them to learn more about them.
Certainly perform a valuable service to the community at large. And just coming into view there is the bright blue bus from Tailgate Charlie's. The all-new Tailgate Charlie's. Calling Good Time is back, always a place to go for the whole family to enjoy. It's one of the best. The food is excellent and the service is out of this world. Now, I have to admit, I have not been in since they renovated, and now
No, I
it's the
haven't
new
either.
Tailgate Charlie's.
And following them is the Sutton Group and Magic 94.9.
Magic 94.9 radio provides you with the best adult top 40 music with local news, traffic to sports, school bus cancellations to entertainment, along with world issues and much, much more. Artists featured include Sarah McLachlan, Matchbox 20, REM, U2, and Smash Mouth. And some of those names I've never heard of. I know my son would, but I have not.
And in our view is Parents Without Partners. Parents Without Partners is a nonprofit organization for single parents providing education to the single parent and endeavoring to help bring their children to a healthy maturity as they would with two parents. PWP provides subsidized activities for single parent families, guest speakers on issues concerning the single parent, and discussion groups to learn from all people's experience.
Oshawa, the 55th Oshawa Scout Group just going by. We're a scouting group which meet weekly in the North Oshawa Clubhouse. We have Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts, and we've been a group for 24 years. The truck was donated by the Durham Disposal. And they're talking about The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and have you had a chance to see that movie yet?
No, I have not.
I would love to get out and see that. My 18-year-old son was at it, and he said it was just a hoot.
And I heard that it was really good and something to see. What a beautifully lit up float.
Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, or how Jim Carrey got to play the Grinch.
Yeah.
And as you can hear, just coming into earshot now is the Bowmanville Pipe Band. Bowmanville Legion Pipes and Drum Band was formed in 1951, has performed continuously since then. The pipe major Jim Scott is a former member of the 48th Highlanders Pipe Band and was the sponsor of the Grade 3 Scott and McCormick Band for a number of years. Drum Sergeant 10 Barlingoff is a former member of the Toronto and District Pipe Band and competed in the band at the World's Championships in Glasgow at a Grade 1 level. The Bowmanville Band completed in Grade 4 at Georgetown, Fort Erie, Barrie, and Ferguson has just completed its best competition season ever.
I love the pipe bands.
I'm sure if my wife was here, or she may be in the crowd someplace tonight, she'd have a tear in her eye because she just gets all choked up when she hears the pipe and the drums, I'll tell you.
In a view with us now, Bob, is the Motorsport Marshalling Services, and they were founded in 1976 with about 80 active members. You may have seen them in unique groups of volunteers on the road cruises of their home tracks in Mosport Racing. They can be seen on venues like the Toronto, Indianapolis, formulated in Montreal, also other events in Canada and United States and around the world. They provide trackside safety, responding to incidents, information to drivers, fellow workers, flags, and hand signals.
Now, I believe the next one coming into view here is the bylaw enforcement officers. Now, they might be popular tonight when they're not handing out tickets, but not during the daytime.
They were really good to me, Bob, because I had that huge RV in my driveway hanging over the street, and they didn't give me a ticket.
Yeah, but you got pulled with the city. Again, you're watching the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade live here in Oshawa tonight on Rogers Television. I'm going to have to say it is a very, very good night for Santa Claus Parade considering the time of year.
It couldn't have been any better. It really couldn't have. And everyone's having a great time. You can see the lights, the faces of the children are just all lit up.
Now, if you've got pull with the city, I would like directions and a quick exit out of here after the parade if you've got that much pull.
But coming before us now is Millwork. And Millwork has entered for the first time this year with our parade. And they're excited to participate. And they've got such a beautiful, beautiful float there. And it's called Santa's Workshop, their float. It
is certainly well lit up. Lots of lights surrounding the whole float. I would hate to think, you know, at the Rose Bowl parade, they say they know how many roses are involved in the whole parade or on any given float.
Yes.
It would be interesting to know the number of lights at this parade.
I would love to know that. I know that one float that they had over 5,000 lights on it, but it hasn't come yet, so I can't tell you.
Coming into view now, I believe, is the Wasco Volkswagen in Whitby. Has been in family-owned business since 1972. Besides selling and leasing Volkswagens and Audis, they also sell RVs, which includes the Volkswagen Winnebago campers, the Road Trek motorhomes, and Triple E motorhomes.
Isn't that precious?
That's the king size one, and there's a bug someplace not too far behind with a candle in it.
Well, you know, my daughter wants a bug, and I think I'll go over tomorrow and see if we can purchase that one.
Yeah, you go right ahead. They also have departments, including service parts, body shops to all repairs to all makes. They also have rentals of cars, camper vans, and motorhomes available in Whitby, Calgary, Vancouver, Europe, and the USA. This year, Owasco is excited to introduce the Audi TT Roadster and the Audi TT Coupe. The new Beetle is still a heartbreak for some. And actually, I'm sitting here thinking about the Owasco and the parade tonight. Tonight is also their annual Christmas dinner and dance.
That is true.
I should know because my son's at it.
And following them is Durham Dodge Chrysler, and they're excited participating in the parade. And the Christmas time is a time for giving. And Durham Dodge has dedicated to participating in a toy and food drive. All donations will be going to the Denise House in Oshawa, and this is a safe place for abused women and their children. Information or referrals where you would like to give donations is 1-800-263-3725. We will also be going from door to door Sunday, November 26th, collecting food donations.
Coming into view, I believe, is the Creative Dance Workshop Incorporated. They're one of Ontario's premier performance art centers with over 400 students. 22nd year of operation in Oshawa. They've toured Spain, New York City, New Orleans, a number of cities. Graduates have appeared in Oliver, Beauty and the Beast, Crazy for You, all kinds of things going on here in music theaters.
Very active, Bob.
Very, very active. They've provided training to thousands of young people in the Durham region since their inception. Coming into view here again is the National Baton Corps, and they have twirling flashlight batons for the evening. Competitive Baton Twirling Club was established in 1933 in Oshawa by Diane Sarah. Colors are black and gold. The mascot is a bumblebee. The age ranges from 4 to 24. They're winners of numerous regional, provincial, and national titles. The Junior Corps won the world title in 1989. The Corps will be traveling in the world to the World Championships again in 2001, and these championships takes place in southern Indiana at Notre Dame University. So that would be a big thrill for these young young girls.
Boy, I'm almost tempted to go out there and join them, Bob, and wear my feet up.
What are you talking about? Don't you have feet warmers tonight? You got a blanket covered. What more do you want? The Corps Director today is Jennifer Olson, and for registration information, please call 666-9415.
And you are watching the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade, Festival of Lights.
Look at some of the crowd in attendance. A lot of young children out here tonight lining the parade route, and a lot of adults as well. Yes. Lining the parade route here tonight. And of course, the parade route this year, went back to where it had done or has been previously, and that's starting at the center, traveling east on King Street to Center, south on Center to Gibb, and then back to the
and then west
Center.
on Gibb.
Or back to the Oshawa Center, I should say.
And this is Remax. And Remax Spirit Incorporated was started in 1991 by John Hill Brooker, who is the owner, and he has 2 locations to serve you. The newest, most conventional real estate office in the Durham region with 68 agents, and they are all participating tonight. If you are thinking about buying or selling your home or anything in regards to Remax Spirit, call 728-1600. Over 70% of Remax agents' sales come from repeat customers in business and referrals from past customers and friends. Remax says Merry Christmas.
Well, we can certainly hear that music a long ways away. Coming into view next here is the Emmanuel Christian School. Their theme is celebrating Jesus' birth in the millennium. The Emmanuel Christian School is a privately funded educational facility which endeavors to educate the children of the Oshawa-Whitby Christian community from the biblical perspective that Christ is Lord, helping students grow in knowledge, wisdom, and obedient service to God in His Word. That's certainly a well-lit float, and a loud float, I might add.
It's so beautifully lit up.
Manual Christian School is located at Roslyn Road West in Oshawa, teaching from junior kindergarten to grade 8. This year they've been blessed with their own new gym facility. Thanks to God, we wish all people of Oshawa and Whitby Merry Christmas, much blessed by Jesus Christ, our Savior, and God bless.
We've got more music coming along here, Bob. And it sounds like it's the 25th Royal Canadian Army Cadet Corps. This corps was formed on May 11, 1954, and known as the Pickering District High School Cadet Corps. They were sponsored by Pickering High School Band, which is now called the Durham Board of Education. This corps is affiliated with Ontario Regiment, which is based here in Oshawa. They currently have a corps strength of over 100 cadets, both male and female. Anyone wishing to participate and is interested in joining the Corps of the Army Cadet Corps, you can call at 905-683-4761, and they would be happy to assist you. And they wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Bob.
Well, the parade is certainly moving along quite well here tonight, Dina, as we have, I think we're already up to number 35, but you said it was 103, I believe?
101.
101 floats. That is a large Santa Claus parade, and every year it just seems to keep getting bigger.
It just gets bigger and bigger. Yeah, it really does. I did want to say, Bob, anyone who's interested in participating in the Santa Claus Parade, we do accept nonprofit organizations, anyone who is interested, businesses, or just a fun group would like to participate in the parade. We are more than pleased to welcome you to join for next year's event, and you can contact me at 433-7785, or you can fax me at 433-7096.
And in case those people don't know who me is,
me is Dina Dykstra. I'm so used to everybody saying Dina, so I should say Dina Dykstra.
Coming into view here is the Oshawa PUC Networks Incorporated float. This is their second year. The employees of the Oshawa PUC Networks Incorporated have come together to build yet another great entry for the Millennium Parade. This year's entry looks good enough to eat. I'm not sure about that. I haven't quite got into view.
We've got suckers walking past here and cookies walking past here.
There's a life-size gingerbread house covered with over 8,000 lights. 1,000 lights. Make an enchanting addition to the evening's parade. Oshawa PUC Networks Incorporated is the successor company to the Oshawa Public Utilities Commission. Their name may have changed, but they are still delivering the same high-quality service you've relied on for the past 70 years. Oshawa PUC Networks would like to extend their warmest wishes for a safe and happy holiday season.
It sure does look good.
Yes, it does look good.
Lollipops and candies.
I wonder if they got any hot chocolate kicking around.
Oh, we could sure use one.
Citywide Taxi, I believe, is the next one up there.
Yeah, it's Citywide Taxi that's just going in front of us there, Bob, and it's been serving our community for over 20 years. Taxis are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Coming into view, this big long float here is I believe it's the Friendship Group float. They've been in operation for just 3 years now. Its members meet every Wednesday to share songs and fellowship and develop new friendships in the process. This is their second year participating in the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. Their banner was made by all of them, by all the talented members of this group. The Friendship Group would like to thank their supporters and Myrna Bayless from Oshawa, Little Theater, and the Pebblestone something service of their support for continued service. I'll get it out yet.
And following them is the Oshawa Fire Services. And this is the brand new truck that they've just received. And they were very excited to be able to participate and enter it into the parade this year. What would we do without our vital services as the fire department, the police department, and ambulance?
It would be a sorry state of affairs if we didn't have those vital services. And there's, I wasn't going to say him, but on top of the truck is Sparky the fire dog.
Yeah, the fire dog, yeah.
Get a picture of him. He looks nice and warm inside that outfit. Coming into view here, the Realty executives from Infinity Realty is a full-service real estate brokerage firm they offer services in sales and purchases of residential, commercial, industrial, rural, and investment. If you're thinking of buying or selling, call a company that is known for its people. Realty Executives, located at 135 Simcoe Street North in Oshawa. Now this one, thought that might be the power generation, but we haven't seen that. But what I have been noticing floating around here is the odd little white snowflake.
I have seen that too, Bob. And I'm thinking, well, that just would make the night, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Now this is the power generation one coming in here now.
Yeah, it's nicely in our view, and the Ontario Power Generation is one of the North America's largest generator of electricity. Our mascot is OPG, and is a character designed to entertain children while educating them about electricity and safety. Ontario Power Generation is a proud community to be partnered with. That is a nice big float too, Bob.
Yes, it is.
And they're hanging on to him for dear life.
I wonder how long it took them to inflate that. And we've got some, I'm trying to get a picture of that. No, I'm going to call them dromedaries. Would that be the same thing as camels?
I think so. Who might argue?
And this is from the Bowmanville Zoo. It's Bowmanville Zoo has been around since 1918, I believe, that says here on the correspondence we've got in. They've had visitors from all around the world entertaining animals that they have. And that zoo, although I'm ashamed to admit this, I've never been to visit the Bowmanville Zoo. They have some very interesting animals out there.
They
As we can see
do.
here with the camels going by, and not to be outdone, they have, I believe, an elephant or two out there, and it's quite the place.
I've been there a number of times with visitors coming from Europe and that. We take them down there. I mean, here we have such a lovely zoo right close to our community, and it's worthwhile going down to see. And following the Bowmanville Zoo is the Oshawa Pet Sitters, and the owner is Jennifer McMillan, and founded the Oshawa Pet Sitters this year, Bob, March of 2000. It is a company that is very young, but pet sitting experience is not. This company is developed from the Jennifer's love for pets all over that she is able to take care of. It started with friends, relatives, neighbors looking for someone to care for their family members who was left behind on various reasons, be on vacation, business travel, whatever, and they are available to take care of the pets.
And that's certainly a worthwhile service. If you want to get away and you don't want to put your pet in a kennel or whatever, having the pet sitters come into your home is a great idea.
Absolutely.
Coming into view now is the City of Oshawa float. Special thanks extended to the City of Oshawa, the Park Service staff, for their work. The theme of this is wishing you a joyful Christmas. Great job done by everyone as they have staff out handing out candy canes to the people along the parade route here. That's a well-done float.
Very well done. I was down there last week helping them putting it together. We were just having a riot with all this stuff, you know. I'm not very electrical minded. And following them, which we are always so pleased to have with us, is the Oshawa District Shrine Club.
Now I know if the Shrine Club's here, they got to have the cars here, they got to have the bikes here. At least they always have in past years, and I do see the motorcycles out there going round.
Yeah.
Of course, they're sitting in that gentleman sitting in that nice warm car. Even if he does have the sunroof open, it's a little warmer than out here. Shriners Club Clown Unit, I guess they're, I don't want to walk it tonight. They'd rather sit in the van and wave. And of course, I don't blame them. It's a little cool out here.
Yes. The Shriners, they go out and they help children in the hospitals and so forth. And they operate and they work over 23 hospitals in North America, including hospitals in Montreal. They do great assistance, and they are always pleased to help any children that are in need.
And I do believe I hear those little cars. There they are.
Oh,
there.
they are so much fun. You know, I tried to get on one of them last year and they wouldn't let me.
No.
No, it's
no
true.
No pull at all, eh?
No. I think they are so much fun.
Where's the bylaw officer? They're out there with no lights on.
Oh, I see that. You know what it is? They're all in the parade, the bylaw officers.
So I said they get a break tonight. I wouldn't mind having one of those today to get through the Oshawa Shopping Center. When I was out there doing a little Christmas shopping with my wife, I could have cleared a little path.
But it's great to see all the little vehicles. They've all got little lights on them, and they look just great. I still think I should have one of them.
That's just what you call an adult-sized go-kart. The Shriners coming through here. They usually have a tow truck around, and not to be outdone, that is the tow truck there. It usually has a little car attached to the back of it, but not this year.
Cute character hanging out of the car there.
I like their motto, official hookers on the bottom of the What a great name for a tow truck company, official hookers. Now this is certainly a miniature float coming in here. Theme on this was the night before Christmas, and I'm just trying to figure out here who this float belongs to. Unless it is part of the Shriners.
I think it is part of the Shriners, the mini
I would think so with that mini truck.
Yeah. They've even got TV playing on there, Bob.
Yeah, but they don't have the hockey game on. I was hoping to catch the score.
And following them, we've got the request of the Limousine Service Incorporated, and they are committed to service and excellence. They would like to make your holiday season special by choosing Request, which is a stretch limousine of 120 feet, if I read this correctly. It's hard for me to see.
That is one long car, I'm telling you. I thought I saw the longest one today. I left the shopping center, and I believe it was a new Lincoln limo like this, but man, I'd have never seen one this long.
Oh, well, they let me see the inside of this one, and I couldn't believe it.
Everything in there but the kitchen sink, or I suppose it does have the kitchen sink in there.
Right.
You need a city block just to turn that around. The Gemini Gymnastics Club should be the next entry coming through.
Yet they're coming right up behind them there.
They're a non-profit organization. They strive to assist young athletes in developing a positive attitude and achieving fulfillment through curricular activities, sporting activities. Their mission is to praise, in which athletes are limited only by personal liability and their desire. Gemini gymnastics programs are among the very best in Canada due to the excellence of their profile and their coaching staff. They have produced champions in all levels of competitive gymnastics, including 3 Canadian champions and 17 provincial champion Gemini people have gone on to bigger and better things.
And this in view of us right now, Bob, I believe is the air zone and Fraser zone. A very unique float. They are a party and play center for children of ages 12 years old and under, and they are in 6 locations in Ontario. And they have 5 feet long inflatable products and toddler products and everything for children to play with. They are just a great play center for kids.
Now, is this 101 or 102 Dalmatians on this one?
Let's go for 102.
Only Glenn Close knows for sure. Well, I was right about the 102 Dalmatians. That's what it had on the side.
And following them is Dads of Durham. And Dads of Durham is dads who have difficulty with access of custody and sincerity of care for their children's welfare. They are education towards self-help and direction toward community resources and activities. They support our goal as a better quality of life for men and their children. Services include group participation, individual support counseling, recreational outings, guest speakers, special events, and community volunteer services. That looks like a tent, Bob.
Well, if it's a tent, it's got to have something to do with scouting, I would believe. And I believe this is the 51st Oshawa Scouts. I believe this is the one that's coming into view here now. Actually, I believe it's the Emmanuel Baptist Church presents the second millennium of Christmas Joy.
I think you're right, Bob.
This is the 51st Oshawa Scouts that we have now coming by us here on this large flatbed trailer.
They look like they're having a grand old time there, Bob.
They're having such a grand time, they forgot to send us a blurb.
As you can see, Bob, they're just everyone's just participating and enjoying. And you see that there's all different types of organizations that are in the parade this year.
Many organizations, like you say, in the parade this year, and it's great to see so many different organizations and groups taking part in the Santa Claus Parade.
And right now in front of us is Pizza Pizza, and Pizza Pizza is proud to be Ontario's #1 pizza serving the community since 1968. They have great products, and they support and receive and work with the community.
Looks like somebody splashed the pizza all over the front of that PT Cruiser.
They're just beautiful, aren't they, Bob?
They certainly
and
are.
And the theme is Jesus is the reason for the season. And following them is the Klingons. And the Klingons is a non-profit organization that represents the Star Trek fan organization. They were formed in the summer of 1989, and they were shortly thereafter they became internationally born.
And what would a parade be without the Klingons? I'll tell you, every year we see the Klingons in the parade.
Well, they're very unique. The Klingons are involved with Children's Wish Foundation and the Canadian Red Cross, and they share they share the Warmth Foundation program as well. This stems not only from concerns for the community, but also from the fact that some of the members have been seriously ill at one time or another.
She's got the best part in the parade. She gets to ride.
We got some parcels walking down the street there, Bob.
Yeah, or if they'd like to come to my house and do a little wrapping. That's the Grace Lutheran School float going by in front of us now. The church has been at this location since 1960. This is the first year for our school, grades junior kindergarten to 6. Our school provides high quality Christian education with a maximum of 15 students per class. Our mission is to spread the goodness to the Durham region and beyond.
And following them now is the Woodview Royal Baton Corps. And the Woodview Royals have been in existence for the past 35 years and is a recreational group which features parades, dances, twirls, and demos. They also compete in parades both summer and in the winter. The girl ages can run from 3 and up. They train at the Woodview Community Center on Cadillac Avenue on Wednesday evenings.
Just coming into view there is the KX-96 cruiser. They've been in operation since 6 years since the launch of KX-96, and it's also their 6th year in the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. KX-96 continues to pride ourselves on staying active in the Durham region and Scarborough. KX-96 is proud to service South Central Ontario from Sunderland at 89.9 FM. New country music fans can enjoy KX-96 in Cottage Country on 89.9.
Sounds good. And following them is the Plastic Surgeon, and they are located in Oshawa. And it's kind of comical, their name, called Plastic Surgeon.
For a facelift or something.
Actually, it's a welding company and fabrication company, and they'll virtually repair anything plastic.
Is Tupperware plastic? Good question, eh? Well, here comes something that's a float that seems to be smoking at the top.
Oh, that one's. Well, didn't we have the fire truck go by?
Yeah, we did, but it should be behind the fire instead of in front of the fire. And this is the Theater Dance Academy. The school has been in business for the last 17 years at this school. They have tap, ballet, jazz taught there. The dancers range from the age of 2.5 and up. The studio has 3 locations: Oshawa, Curtis, and Bowmanville. Any questions or information, call 435-0762.
Wow, look, isn't that a gorgeous float? I wouldn't want to be the judges to decide whose is the best float.
Oh, this is a very good float. This is part of the Theater Dance Academy, as we were talking about, and they've certainly outdone themselves on this float.
Beautiful train, the smoke coming out of it.
They put a lot of work into that.
They sure did. They're having a grand
They're
old
having
time
a
there,
great
Bob.
time. Even got the people on the sidelines kind of jumping up and down.
And following them, and we see that in our screen there, is Rogers Cable Television. And Rogers has been, their mission statement is to provide our customers with the most advanced entertainment and communication technology. I must say Rogers has been wonderful to the Santa Claus Parade. Here they are tonight doing the coverage for our parade again, Bob.
Rogers Cable providing the access, and Rogers Television providing you with the pictures at home, and of course, two great hosts here tonight.
Oh, yes.
Might as well blow our own horn.
Yeah.
Coming in next is Bubbles the Clown. There are 4 clowns. They do children's shows, birthday parties, openings of businesses. It's an Oshawa-owned business, and they wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
And that's Bibbles and Bubbles the Clown.
Bibbles and Bubbles.
And following them is Darrell's Auto Center. And Darrell's Auto Center is an organization or a business that's in the city of Oshawa, and they're located on Bloor Street, and they're just having a grand old time. And look how they have that van lit up,
They
Bob.
certainly do have that lit up. The reindeer on top.
And this is their first time entering the parade. They were so excited that was a night parade. And there goes Bibbles the Clown, following Bubbles the Clown and Darrell's Auto.
And coming into view next is Commer, otherwise known as the City of Oshawa Marine Rescue Association. Commer has existed for 33 years and has been members and who volunteered their time to prevent loss of life and injury at sea. They are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from April till November. Talk about providing a valuable service. If you've ever been caught out on Lake Ontario, and it can get pretty rough out there at times.
It sure can, and they do a wonderful job, and they cover a great deal, part of Whitby as well as part of Clarington, and it's all on volunteer basis. And in sight now on our screen here, Bob, is Heartbeat of Dance, and it's a relatively new dance studio, and it's going into its 4th year. It's located on King Street East, and they have a variety of dance, alternative, recreational classes, and they go into competition as well. Class sizes are allowed for anyone who would like to come in, and they work with you. Jazz, tap, ballet, hip-hop, anything that they would like. Irish musical theater, and even adult. I guess I
Even
go in
for
that
you
class.
and I, adult. This is JD Towing. This is their first year in the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. Since 1990, they've been serving Oshawa and surrounding areas. It's a family-owned and operated towing service for the National Auto League since 1992 and for the Ontario Provincial Police since 1991. Serving local garages such as Durham Dodge, Auto Shop, Phil's Auto, Oshawa, Whitby, Honda, RC Auto, and more. St. Gregory's. Merry Christmas from JD Towing and Families.
And their theme was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
And you know what? A month from today is
Christmas.
You got it.
And in our screen is the 28th Oshawa group. And the 28th Oshawa group consists of Beavers, Cubs, and Scouts. They meet on Tuesday evenings, and the Cubs were the 1999-2000 recipients of the Commissioner's Award. The group has a total membership of 80 boys.
Wow. Look at some of the kids as they go by. Oh, there's a nice, kindly gentleman. Brought us a couple of candy canes. You got a hot chocolate to go with that. Or a hot toddy, as they say.
They put a lot of work into their float as well, though, the 28th Beaver Oshawa troop there.
Not a big float, but a well-lit float as it goes by right in front of us here.
Interesting mascot.
So far, would you say it's a success?
I would say
Absolutely.
It's a success. Had butterflies in my stomach this morning, Bob.
I'll bet you did. Well, all for naught, because I would have to say it's been a resounding success so far. We're just a little over halfway through the number of entries in the parade, and coming into view now, this should be the Walter E. Harris Public School. Is a French immersion school in the Durham District School Board, located on Central Park Boulevard in Oshawa. It's their third year in the parade. The French immersion program, which begins in grades 1, provides children with the opportunity to become fluent in French and at the same time develop and maintain language skills in English. Instruction in the primary grades is in French, with the English language being introduced in grade 4. Students are able to take advantage of the French immersion programs, and there's one of 6 Durham secondary schools. All communication with parents is done in English, and at times, given that the program is designed for children who normally speak English at home. So, you know, I think it's a great asset to be able to speak both our languages, French and English. I really do.
Yes, both my children speak French and English, and I think to myself, boy, I should have paid more attention when I was in school.
Parlez-vous?
And we've got the Durham Martial Arts following them, and they are this is their first year in business, but they are growing rapidly now with already 70 students. Family owned and operated by John and Christine, and they are just having a great time with their training of their classes. They would like to wish each and every one a very Merry Christmas and season greetings to each and every one. And anyone who'd like to learn martial arts, come and join them. I used to do that, Bob.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was in judo for 5 years.
Should I ask what happened?
I hurt him.
No. Yeah, if you told me, you'd have to kill me, right?
Following them is the Intercon. And the Intercon has participated in the parade for, a number of years. And every year I think, boy, that is such a massive truck, the Intercon truck. It's a cement truck.
It's a lot of cement in that truck.
Yeah, yeah. But they have really lit up their truck this year, and they just thought it was great that they could put the lights on their truck to enter into the parade.
And coming into view is, in case they don't dump too much cement out of the back of that truck, that might mire down the Canada Post volunteers, who are in their 8th year of participating in the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade. They'll pick up letters from children in the Oshawa area that have been doing it for about 8 years.
I like that mailbox that just went by.
Speedy delivery.
Yep.
Now, was this large RV, is this the one that's been parked in your yard for a while?
Yes, that's the one that was in my driveway.
That is humongous.
And this one, I have to say, we're very pleased to have in our parade. It was the RV, National RV on Highway 115, and they have donated. Hello, everyone. They have donated the RV for the last 10 years to the parade. And when they heard that it was electrical parade, of course, they couldn't resist. And here we had a wonderful office.
Coming into view next, number 71 here is the 8th Oshawa Beaver Troop. They'd like to wanted to be part of the Santa Claus Parade. I believe this is, I'm not sure if this is their first year in the parade, although it sounds like it from the bio they sent.
It is, Bob. And following that is the Fiesta, the Folk Arts Council, and their Fiesta Queen.
Oh.
And the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade float has been sponsored this year by the Oshawa Folk Arts Council, actually for its second year. And the Oshawa Folk Arts Council also provides for the waterfront and the festival week, which is just something. Have you ever been down to Fiesta Week?
Yes.
Oh, boy, that's
If you
great
live in
to see.
Oshawa or this area and haven't been to Fiesta Week, you don't know what you're missing, I'll tell you. The food is fantastic.
Well, I'd like to extend a special thank you to Bob and Christy Spears, Ontario Motor Sales, Allen Auto Group, and International Freight Services for assisting to make this wonderful float, the Santa Claus Parade float. And there's the Folks Art Council, their mascot.
Whoever's inside there, I'm sure, is warm, or should be warm anyways.
And I hear something's coming into view.
Who do you think that might be?
I think this is where all the boys and the girls and the mom and dads have been waiting for, Bob.
This would be Santa Claus coming. And look at the kids there with chewing on their candy canes.
This is beautiful.
I hear a ho-ho-ho up there, Bob.
Yes, for sure.
Well, the kids are running out in the street there.
Santa Claus coming by here in our view right now in front of our camera, located at the center street right in front of City Hall in downtown Oshawa.
Look, there's our snow princesses on the float. Merry Christmas, Santa. He looks good. I think he's gotten heavier this year, Bob.
I don't know if that's possible.
I heard Mrs. Claus was feeding him well.
Well, I understand that Santa Claus does like the odd chocolate chip cookie and maybe a donut now and again.
Oh, so kids can leave that out now on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
God bless you all. This is just wonderful. This is the most beautiful parade that I expected. Hello, Miss Dykstra.
Hello, Santa.
Hello, Santa. Merry Christmas.
And God bless Christy. That must be Christy. Santa says, God bless.
Thank you, Santa.
God bless you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, Dina, I'd like to say that this year's Santa Claus Parade, and I know it's hard to top the ones in past years, but I think the organizing committee, and especially yourself, deserve a lot of credit for a parade that has certainly surpassed, I would think, all expectations.
Thank you so much, Bob. We are so pleased that we were able to put this on for the first year of the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade Evening Festival of Lights.
Well, it's certainly been a great time here, Dinah, and I want to thank you for co-hosting with me again this year. It's been a great Santa Claus Parade, and it's been live here on Rogers Television. So on behalf of Dina Dykstra, I'm Bob Benham saying so long from the Oshawa Santa Claus Parade.
Merry Christmas.
Best parade ever.
Thank you.
Again at night.